Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lionel, aka KO Hartz, and today I want to bring you a little more information about the upcoming tabletop experience that is Moonbreaker. I'm telling you, I'm seeing so many videos, so many day 1, 2, and 3s from the developers at Gamescom, and I've recently joined their Discord, which is just it's been quite an experience to be that hands-on with the devs and the mods and be learning about the game as it's in pre-alpha kind of production. There's a couple of, I believe, weekends coming up to actually play the game for anybody who got an alpha test code, and yes, we did. More on that later. And there's a couple of more exciting developments that I've actually seen that I want to share with you guys. So today what I want to do is I want to go through the website with you quickly. That's moonbreaker.com. I want to give it a little overview of everything that you can see. Maybe you haven't, maybe you checked through, but you haven't actually looked at the website. As much detail as these guys have put into the game, they've put into the website, and it does merit a looking at. It's quite good. And then we're going to go through Twitter, just check a couple of things that I was able to find out for ourselves, and lastly just a couple of really nice developments that have taken place. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Let's get it started. So here we are, guys, moonbreaker.com. Now you can see here the website is beautifully designed, but this is where you want to go for all of your Moonbreaker updates, as well as a sign-on process to be able to get a free skin when you actually start. I believe it's called the pre-skin package. I'll double check that as we go through the website, but let's scroll down so you can see here from the creators of Subnautica. Now if you know me, you know I love Subnautica and its sequel Subnautica Below Zero. They are absolutely fantastic. They are thalassophobia simulator before there even was one. It is a incredible experience to just be starting in the shallows, get a bit of information, start knowing that you're going to have to get deeper and deeper into the water and deeper underground with the crushing weight of the water always there. It makes me excited just talking about and thinking about, just talking about and thinking about. It is an absolutely fantastic game series. Subnautica Below Zero brought so much more. It linked the stories together. It brought more talking characters. Al-An was just a fantastic character to bring in. The whole game series was just fantastic. And if this is even half as good as Subnautica is, we are in for a pure treat. So we have here from the creators of Subnautica, a true digital turn-based strategy tabletop tactics game set in a bold, expansive sci-fi universe, and this is available in early access on Steam. So from this, they're taking turn-based strategy, if you've played games like XCOM or anything like that, and they're mixing it with just actual tabletop gaming experience. And what that means is, if you haven't seen from the trailer, what it means is that we're getting minis, barely animated minis, and these minis are exactly what it sounds like. It's like the minis that you can pick up for Warhammer 40k, for Dungeons and Dragons, for smaller games like Root or Marvel Crisis Protocol, which technically not a smaller game, but still. We're getting minis like that, and for those people who have already know the experience of actually painting minis and spending the hours and hours like meticulously getting all the details right for your miniatures, for your army, to make the army your own, they're bringing that to a digital format. So now you can take your army, whatever you unlock inside the game, with whatever paints you unlock inside the game, and combine them. And you can spend hours just meticulously drawing, but it's different because you're going to have this experience of being like, oh well, you don't have to, like, number one, you don't have to wait for the paint to dry, but number two, you can mix and match whatever you want. If you feel this color today, and then you feel like a different color tomorrow when you're actually playing with the rest of your army, you can just jump in and change it. And for streamers, I mean, you could just have streaming days. If you unlock an item and you have a great streamer in your, or a great sub or follower in your chat who's been giving you a lot of information, and you want to dedicate a character to them, you can ask them for their 3 favorite colors and then just make a mini that's them. And then when you're using that in the actual game, that person knows that that's them. I mean, that's just incredible. But for somebody like myself who has barely any, next to no experience with actual painting of miniatures, this is going to be a very, very interesting experience. And I'm going to stream my attempts of trying to get the minis looking really, really well. And if I'm able to stream it and I have experienced painters in the actual chat, I'll be asking for advice the entire time, and hopefully we come out with some unique looking armies. It's going to be exciting. So this is the trailer. If we've already reviewed and broke down the trailer as well, if you'd like a video on that, you can always see in my other channel. It's the first Moonbreaker reaction. It's the first reaction trailer I ever did, but it's the first Moonbreaker video I ever did as well. And the reason was I watched it on my PlayStation sitting next to my wife, and I was blown away, and I just went, I need to go record a video quickly, and sat down and just immediately recorded this video. And it was just incredible. So we're scrolling down here. We're already able to see the type of aesthetic, the artwork, the world that they're building here. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I'm a Dungeons and Dragons maker. I'm a perma DM, and I am a world builder. It's part of the excitement. It's something that I really love to do. So when I see things like this, when I see things like half moons turned into weapons of mass destruction, or when I see a city or a city planet that every inch is covered in technology. Side note, that's actually called an ecumenopolis and is considered one of the grandstanding results of a highly evolved civilization. Now, of course, you got to get your resources under control as well as your people under control in order to be able to get an ecumenopolis. But for those of you who play Magic the Gathering, you'll know Ravnica is considered an ecumenopolis, an entire planet covered in a city ruled by 10 factions. Yeah, I think it's 10. Somebody's going to correct me. Probably 9 if you don't count Simic. So we have here many ways to play. Moonbreaker is a strategic turn-based tabletop tactics game developed by Unknown Worlds, who made Subnautica. Designed as a true digital miniature experience and set in an expansive retro sci-fi universe by the best-selling sci-fi and fantasy author Brandon Sanderson. If you haven't seen him, he actually does give a little blurb in front of the Moonbreaker trailer on their actual channel. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. He is quite a character, and you can see by the energy that he puts into the video, that's the energy he puts into his books, and that's the energy that's going to go into this game. Moonbreaker offers a variety of gameplay experiences for all types of players, and right here we can see the 3 or 2 of the commanders of the actual game. Now there's more on them in a minute, because they're actually listed below in what type of history they have, as well as kind of what their tactics and playstyle is. So this is going to be very interesting, so we'll get to that as well. So key features: turn-based strategy. As I said, it's going to be my move, my turn, you know, action economy. Those that have played XCOM, or even those of you that have a Nintendo Switch, if you played Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, nearly almost the same. I think it's more of a hexagonal pattern, but you can check the trailer for more of that. But basically similar thing. You can evolve your skills, enjoy gameplay that is never the same twice, and also miniatures that never look the same twice, because as I just said earlier on in the video, you can just paint your army any colour you want, anytime you want. Just mix and match. You feel like pink today, go throw some pink on those units. Ain't nobody gonna care. Exactly. Express yourself. Take customization to the next level with custom palettes and professional digital painting tools, and I'll actually comment on that a bit later as well. You can play against friends, of course. It's on Steam, so that's what you're going to want to do, and you can play online, because what is tabletop experience if not shouting at the other person to make up their mind after they've measured out a movement of their army for the last 30 minutes while you've been munching on Doritos? Hopefully there's a turn timer so we don't get the true tabletop experience carryover, because, you know, some things we can leave in the actual location. Real miniatures digitally, and for those of you that are thinking it, and there has actually been some commenting on the Discord about this as well, I mean, you could probably 3D print these and then just paint them exactly like your army is. So you see all these figurines I have here? Imagine if I was to just make an army and then 3D print it and then just have my army here. And then every time I unlock a unit, I have to 3D print and paint another one. But I can match. I can use this as a system to test my color first and then paint the actual miniature. Phew. collect units and build your rosters. I believe there's going to be some kind of pack system, which is, it's not exactly how it's done in normal tabletop experiences, because in those like Warhammer and Marvel Crisis Protocol, you can actually, you know what's in the box because you buy the box and the box has got the unit in it. But the game is being modeled a little bit on the Hearthstone mechanic as well, which means there will be drops, there will be chances to get larger and more rarer units to be able to actually paint as well. So, and I think colors might be in that, but don't quote me on that as well. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you're modeling yourself after a highly successful, if not a little bit controversial game like Hearthstone, then you're able to see, well, what did that game do well and what did that game not do so well, and how do we improve on that not do so well part while bumping up the did so well part. And I think this studio, if any studio knows how to do that, it's Unknown Worlds. And we're able to enjoy the incredible world built by Brandon Sanderson. Okay, so if we scroll down, we've got our gallery here. Now what I'll do is I'll go past the gallery for now and we'll go to the characters so that we can learn their names and what exactly they do. So first off, I happen to have everything rested on him here, so we'll hear, this is the first commander of your army. There's only 3 released in early access, probably more that'll be released over time with their own powers, abilities, and unique units that'll probably come in packs as well. So it'll change the playstyle as things drop. So we have here Zax Jakar. Try and say that 3 times fast. Culture, he is a smuggler. He is a ranged unit and he is a captain class. Now, I believe they're all captain class. Let's have a look. Yes, they're all captain class. Perfect. So, Zax Jakar. Zax is a clever, fast-talking scoundrel, swindling his way through the reaches with a joke and a plasma blaster. Anybody who's played Dungeons & Dragons, any gunslinging rogue, this is probably the guy that you're going to want to pick. He died in his last job, but he tries not to let that get him down. So, you can already tell the type of personality this character is going to have. He actually had it in the trailer as well. I believe he was voiced by somebody that sounds like Matthew Mercer, but isn't Matthew Mercer. So I think it might be. I think his name is Kevin Michael Richardson. I'll have to double check. I know a decent amount on voice acting, but I haven't checked the trailer as of yet, so I'll double check that. And then what we have here, this is the base mini that you're actually going to get in the actual pack. So when you actually like unlock this character, I don't know if commanders are actually going to be, you know, free. Maybe you choose one as the game, you know, when you open the game or something like that. Probably something like that. But this is how you're going to get it. And then as you start adding colors, you're going to get to an endpoint. But what this is not just a button, this is a slider bar. And as you slide it up, you see, you're starting to add a little color on the base. See some of the colors trying to break through, and then slowly but surely, you're able to see some of the color come through until you've got a finished model like this. Now, I've followed some great painters from Marvel Crisis Protocol, and I see this little dark explosion followed by red followed by yellow too. Like, this is incredibly difficult to get just by normal painting. Like, you got to know some tricks, but it is difficult to get. So the fact that we're going to be able to do that like here digitally, and if you make a mistake and you zoom out and you don't like it, you can just instantly correct it. It's going to be mental. The slider bar is just incredible. Next, we have the big large unit, and you're able to see him in the trailer actually spinning around. He is, as of right now, the only melee captain that has been released for the actual game. He is a Extilior. His culture is Methodori, so maybe there's a Methodori to his madness. Don't know. That's bad. Originally programmed to be a mindless, remorseless killing machine called a Deathbot. Feared through the reaches, Extilior has become sentient and has now chosen an honorable path. So, the classic Rurouni Kenshin kind of personality. I was a badass, now I'm on the path to redemption. I won't fight needlessly. I will only draw my weapon to defend those who are defenseless, that kind of thing. I mean, if you're grandstanding, I can see how that's going to appeal to a lot of people. He has all the merits. Plus, he's a robot. I mean, what's not to like? A sentient robot. Everybody loves those. Star Wars made us love all of those. And of course, the sliding platform. turns him from just a pale unit into this gorgeous gold shading, like the lighter colors, and this shadow effect, this light and shadow darkness effect, like that's not lighting that's being put on the character for you to shine. Like, this is something that you're going to be able to do to add shine effects to your character models. So you're going to paint this all like one kind of gold color like this, and then up here, like this plate will be the same, hit this plate, but then here you'll be able to go, okay, give me a lighter color here, give every piece on this side a lighter color. You see here, a lighter color, so you're able to pick where light will be coming in a direction on your unit, and then that's where the color comes from. I know enough about painting to know that that's what that is. I just don't know if I can do it. So this is going to be incredibly interesting. And lastly, of course, this is the one that uttered the famous line, "Welcome to the party," from the actual beginning of the trailer. This is Astra. She is Methodori as well. She's a ranged captain, and she's only 12 years old. 12-year-old Astra is a child prodigy, exploring the reaches and learning what it means to be a leader. She rides into battle atop her colourful creature and best friend named Ferg, because, you know, if this was Disney, you need something to sell toys. So, of course, this 12-year-old rides a giant quadrupedal frog creature with a long lashing tongue. Are frogs technically quadrupedal, but their back legs are stronger. This looks like all its legs are stronger. Maybe it has a hop ability. I'll have to check the trailer. And then, of course, we're going to slide this down to be able to see. Just incredible. I mean, just incredible. Now, we'll go up here and we'll have a look through at the actual gallery. So there's that fire effect that you were able to see before. There's Excellior. Did I say that right? I hope I did. With his actual unit, and this is his base model now. And like, there's a phoenix kind of cannon next to his like wrist here. I mean, it's just, and is this a smiley face arm? Is this a smiley face arm, Sokka? Is that what that was? Maybe I'm reading into it. If that's not a smiley face arm socket, I'm going to make a smiley face arm socket, because that's really fun. Here we have, so the game is, all the miniatures are like miniatures on the board, but effects like this, the actual board itself is going to be fully animated, and that's going to be incredible. You're able to see it in the trailer as well. Like, none of the units are static in their mobility. No, static in their model, but not in their mobility or reaction. So the models shake, and sometimes even characters have like fire effects coming out of them. I don't know if they're like, if they set on fire and add fire to the actual model, but things like that. So there is actually the model is static, but everything else in the field looks active, and that's really fun. You're able to see brighter units here. Here is Astra as well, with a more, it might just be the lighting. This looks like a silvery kind of gold design, but I think this might just be the lighting. And we're able to see here, maybe this is an ability kind of on cooldown. Here's the health. This number has changed here, so maybe this is like a movement, or at least the price of the actual unit. Maybe there's a currency to actually summon things in. Very possible. Some of the actual locations that we'll be playing on, like, oh, it looks stunning. And if you can match your army to these locations, I mean, oh, just sweet. And here we have your commanders with your crew that you're able to bring in. All of these minis painted differently, as well as an autofill feature. You're also, I hope this is a fully customizable banner, because then, oh, we're going to get into actually making a banner and everything like that. Here's our big unit. 18 health, but that makes sense because he's a fully melee captain, so he's going to be like traipsing in here and then just getting in. She's got 20 health as well. Okay, I take my words back. So it seems to be that captains do have a lot of health, or yeah, captains. So it might be that kind of kill the commander, win the game kind of thing, but like you know, your commander's got units, so you're going to have to take out the units as well. So it's going to be tough, but usually getting into range with the actual or getting within melee of the actual range units is usually always a very safe option, unless you start giving range units very, very good escapes, in which case Going melee is dangerous. You see these sand effects that we have here with particle water effects as well? Like, tabletop is great, but you're not going to be able to get this on an actual table. I'm not saying this is a substitution. I'm just saying this is... I'm not even saying, like, this is an upgrade. I'm just saying, like, this is something else. And whether it's better or whether it's worse is completely up to you. But it is something else in the genre that exists now. And we're just going to have to gladly deal with it and see where this goes. And hopefully this inspires other kind of things like it, because, you know, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So hopefully this gives a lot of experience to other companies about what they can do when it comes to tabletop. I mean, imagine this for Dungeons and Dragons. Imagine this for XCOM 3. Imagine this for... I mean, this could mean this company could now go to Marvel and say, hey, look what we did with this. Give us Marvel Crisis Protocol. I know Firaxis, who made XCOM, is currently making Midnight Suns, but like, yo, give us this. Give us this. We want this. Give us this now. Marvel, if you're listening, give them this now. I mean, this is just incredible. Like line interactions here. Like, there's gonna be so much. Look at this freaking thing. I don't know what this is. It's not going in my army. This thing is entirely too many hands. Excuse me, sir. Personal space. Here we have the absolute fantastic painting section. Now, I'll breach off over just for a moment. So one of the things I was concerned about when it came to the painting is, while this looks fantastic, and I love how in depth this is, you can export and import different palettes, you can spin the units around and everything, and of course there's a scroll bar to just do standard paints, washes, dry brush, airbrush, and decals. So you can even do meticulous decals in it, and that's all fantastic. But the one thing I wanted to know, is there any kind of way, like in MS Paint, where I can just click this red and click this wing and say, make the wing red? Or if I can just click this white and then click the white eye and then just go, make the eye white? Or do I have to go and go very meticulously with my mouse and hope I don't run outside, otherwise I gotta go crap and just, you know, go fill in all the colors. So while Raoul Coley, who is a fantastic actor and is a big tabletop gaming enthusiast, he was very famous as the Dr. Chakrabarti on iZombie, which is a fantastic show, procedural fantasy zombie cop show. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix, go watch it. So he was having fun with painting in Moonbreaker, and he says everything he could have hoped for, and that man has been painting for years, so I was very excited for that. And so one thing I wanted to know is, I just want to know, are there any settings for players who have never painted before, like an MS Paint feature or paint can feature, to just fill this color into this armor plot, ease the new players in before they start, you know, looking at shading and shadows and stuff like that. I just wanted to know, and Moonbreaker was kind enough to actually respond to me and say, while there isn't a fill tool, we do have an auto masking which has grouped sections, and that can really help with more accurate painting. And if you actually see, I was actually very excited about that, but what that'll mean is that when you're actually doing stuff like this, you can group certain areas. So you'll be able to say, okay, so I want this thing, this section here, the back, but I want to exclude the carapace and the horn, and then I can take my airbrush and just click black and do this, and it will spray the wings, but it will not spray anything that I have selected to not spray. So there is grouping options, and you can actually see it in the trailer when they're doing Zax's model. You can actually see that there is a part where they shade, but they don't. They're actually able to shade underneath another part. I believe it's his face, and not actually get the color spill over. So that's really, really good, and that's going to take a lot of the stress and the scare and the fear of actually working these models and painting them yourself. So streamers, get ready for whole days of actually streaming painting, because it's going to be fun. Now we have our characters here, and then welcome to Moonbreaker. So stay connected, everybody. Sign up to receive all your updates on Moonbreaker. click support, and you can sign up here as well. And when you come to this section, that's it, the Gloomside crankbait paint job. So I believe crankbait is the name of the actual unit, and Gloomside would be the name of the actual paint job. So this is what you're expecting. So again, here's that gorgeous fire. That gorgeous fire. So sign up, register with link your craft ID to Steam. It's incredibly easy. Just link your Steam ID, get, you know, a verification code from actual Steam, just verify everything and link your craft ID, and then that's it. You're entered into the runnings. I've already done all this morning. It was super duper easy. Only took me about 3 minutes. And yeah, just look forward to the actual early access. Now, a couple of things did actually happen. So number one, the first reaction video that this gorgeous gentleman here was actually able to do for himself. Let's get a part where I'm not looking, so yeah, that's fine. So we did an actual trailer reaction and breakdown for the Moonbreaker trailer, and wouldn't you know it, Charlie Cleveland, the lead design director for the actual game, commented on our video and said, "We're excited you're excited." And I commented back, you know, you guys have created what looks like an amazing, it's going to be, I wouldn't call it as much as a game, it's a tabletop experience. I want to experience this. I want to experience everything the game has to offer and everywhere the game is going to go. And you did this with Subnautica as well. You kept us waiting so long that when we got Subnautica Below Zero and we got everything there, it was everything we wanted and more, because we got, you know, snow foxes and ice worms and with very hot heads. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've played Subnautica Below Zero, and if you haven't, go get it. But I was very excited with that. That was already an incredible turnout, and I've told all my friends about this, of course. But then we got this morning. The Moonbreaker playtest is now available in the Steam library. So everybody, if you've signed up, go check your email, because you could actually have been selected to play this in the upcoming weeks. So I believe there's a couple of weekends that are actually starting off for this. So hopefully we'll be able to devote a lot of time. Now, mum's the word on whether there's going to be an NDA, non-disclosure, in relation to the actual open beta weekends, and or I say alpha weekends, and if there is, that's fine. I won't be able to talk about it, and I won't, of course, for respect for the game, I won't be able to record anything or speak about anything in particular. But if I do get a couple of weekends with it, I will give an update where, as vague terms as possible, I will tell you with facial expressions and possibly some memes thrown in how I feel about it. But if you can tell from my face, I'm already pretty excited, so I don't think I'm gonna have anything to worry about. I think even Angry Joe's gonna have a good time here. So thanks for staying with me, guys. This has been really exciting. If you want to see more, if you want to get more updates as they come out, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for joining me, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.